Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that money no longer makes sense. Prices rise for no clear reason, debt grows faster than income, and the numbers on screens feel more powerful than real work. You save, you earn, you plan carefully, yet the system seems to reward chaos instead of logic. This isn't a future fantasy. This is the world we are already living in. Global finance today does not survive because money makes sense. It survives because confusion keeps it alive. And once you understand this, you will never see money the same way again. Before we go any further, if you want to understand how money really works behind the scenes, not the version taught in school, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Finance Hero right now. This channel exists to break financial illusions and expose the hidden systems shaping your life. Subscribing today means you won't miss the truths most people never hear. Now let's begin the real story. For most of human history, money had meaning. Gold was rare. Silver took effort to mine. Even paper money once represented something tangible. But slowly, very quietly, money changed its nature. It stopped being a reflection of value and became a tool of control. Today, money is created with keystrokes, not labor. It is borrowed into existence, not earned. And strangely, the more confusing money becomes, the stronger global finance grows. Think about this paradox. Governments are drowning in debt, yet financial markets celebrate. Inflation hurts ordinary people, yet banks report record profits. Currencies lose purchasing power every year, yet asset prices explode upward. If money is failing, why does the system look so successful from the top? The answer is simple and uncomfortable. Global finance does not depend on stability. It feeds on imbalance. Modern finance is built on debt, not savings. Debt is predictable. Debt creates obligation. Debt guarantees future payments. When money made sense, growth was limited by reality. But when money became abstract, growth became infinite on paper. Central banks learned that they could create liquidity whenever fear appeared. Crashes stopped being endings and became opportunities. Every crisis justified more money creation, more intervention, and more power concentrated at the center. This is where the illusion becomes dangerous. People are taught that printing money saves the economy, but what it really saves is the financial system itself. When new money enters circulation, it doesn't reach everyone equally. It flows first to banks, institutions, and asset owners. By the time it reaches workers and consumers, prices have already adjusted. The result is a silent transfer of wealth from the many to the few, repeated again and again. Here is the part no one likes to admit. Confusion is not a bug in the system. It is the feature. If money were simple, people would ask harder questions. If finance were transparent, control would weaken. Complexity protects power. Complicated terms, endless regulations, and confusing economic explanations keep people dependent on experts who benefit from the system staying exactly as it is. Global finance thrives when logic breaks down because emotion replaces reason. Fear drives markets. Hope fuels bubbles. Panic creates selling. Euphoria creates buying. None of this is rational, yet it is extremely profitable. Algorithms don't care if money makes sense. They care about movement. Volatility is not failure. It is fuel. Look at how often crises happen now. Financial crashes used to be rare. Now they are expected. Each crisis is framed as unexpected, yet the response is always the same. More debt, lower interest rates, larger bailouts. The system survives not by fixing problems, but by postponing them. And postponement requires belief. As long as people believe the system works, it continues to function. This belief is reinforced by narratives. You are told inflation is temporary. You are told growth will return. You are told this time is different. These stories calm fear just long enough for the next cycle to begin. Meanwhile, real purchasing power erodes slowly, almost invisibly. People feel poorer, but they are told the economy is strong. When feelings conflict with official numbers, most people assume the problem is them. This is why money no longer needs to make sense. It only needs to be accepted. As long as salaries are paid, debts are serviced, and screens keep updating, the system continues. Reality becomes secondary. Numbers become truth. And the more detached money becomes from real value, the more control centralized finance gains over daily life. Think about how dependent everything is on this system now. housing, education, healthcare, retirement, even basic survival. When money stops making sense, people don't rebel. They adapt. They take more loans, they work longer hours, they accept lower standards. Global finance counts on this adaptability. It turns human resilience into profit. At Finance Hero, we believe understanding this system is the first step toward personal power. You may not control global markets, but you can control how you see them. Once you realize that confusion is intentional, fear loses its grip. You stop chasing illusions and start thinking long-term. Here's something important. The system does not collapse because collapse would end control. Instead, it stretches, it inflates, it distorts. Collapse is loud, inflation is quiet, and quiet change is easier to manage. That is why money keeps losing meaning slowly, not suddenly. Enough for people to feel pressure, but not enough to cause revolt. This also explains why traditional advice feels outdated. Save more, work harder, trust the system. These ideas were designed for a world where money reflected reality. In a world where money is created from debt, the rules change. Assets matter more than income. Access matters more than effort. Timing matters more than loyalty. Yet despite all of this, the system still needs you. It needs your belief, your labor, and your participation. That is the hidden balance. Global finance appears powerful, but it is fragile in one key way. It cannot exist without trust. Once trust fades completely, numbers lose authority. That's why narratives are carefully managed. Media, education, and policy language all reinforce the idea that this is normal, that this is necessary, that there is no alternative. But history shows something different. Financial systems change when enough people understand them. We are living in a moment where more people are questioning money than ever before. Why does everything cost more? Why does saving feel pointless? Why does debt feel endless? These questions are cracks in the illusion, and every crack matters. If this video made you think differently about money, let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts, your questions, or even your doubts. And if you believe someone you know needs to hear this perspective, share this video with them. Conversations are how awareness spreads, and awareness is the one thing the system cannot print. Thank you for watching Finance Hero. Stay curious, stay calm, and remember, when money stops making sense, understanding becomes your greatest asset.